On the news tonight, expert urges owners of public buildings and malls to factor risk management into prevention mechanism. Nigerian custom intercept trailer loads of tramadol at Seme border. Significance of giving identified as germane to peaceful coexistence. Good evening, compliments of the season. This is the news at 7 from NTA Ijebu ode. My name is Joel Okbola. Now the news in details. Experts have advised managers of malls and public buildings to factor risk management into the preventive mechanism. Discussing the prevention of fire disaster on NTA's flagship current affairs program, Good Morning Nigeria, they also recommended a review of the Fire Act. Kemeni Williams has the reports.
All the malls in the city, I can attest to that we always visit them and advise them on what to do. They will say they are going to comply, but they will not comply.
There has been a recurring concern about the capacity to prevent and fight fire disasters across the country. And the recent fire at the major mall in Abuja only compounded the situation. Experts on the program, however, say the country has adequate firefighting capacity and puts the blame on building developers who do not comply with the protocol for fire prevention nor provide for risk management in their building designs.
There was no accessibility that you can get into the mall. Again, already at the beginning of the fire, the wall has already compromised. So therefore, the safety of the firemen first, because they cannot just get in and then get buried at that point in time. So what we are always saying is that malls like this should factor in risk management into their own plans. They must have a place that is, okay, in case of emergency, we'll be able to open this place so that a fire truck can have access.
Anytime the inspectorate division goes to these people to request for this fire file, to know where the assessment, this risk assessment has get to, they will never show you. Why are you here? Look, don't stop embarrassing you.
Do that?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Every institution is supposed to have fire file because on daily basis the men are going up and down for risk assessment.
The first thing we do by passerby, especially if the residents are not aware, is to call the attention of the residents for them to escape.
They also recommend a review of the Fire Act, which has become obsolete.
It is 1963 law. You find out that it's restricted. There is no way somebody can take you to court for stealing his own premises, because it has not given the absolute power. Absolute power, what I mean by absolute power for, except like in the FCT, we can use the urban and regional planning law and seal up a place, but not the Fire Act.
They say 90% of the fire disasters are man-made and can therefore be prevented through compliance with the fire protocol and advice from the fire service. In Abuja, Kemeni Williams, NTA News.
Year 2021 was a progressive one for the judicial sector in terms of support for the current administration's fight against corruption. This is due to the number of corrupt individuals convicted through the instrumentality of the law. Olabode Arewa takes a look at some of these achievements in this report.
In the year 2021, the wheels of justice continues to grind slowly but steadily in ensuring that justice is served. Conviction of corrupt individuals have been on the increase. The recent order of the Federal High Court Abuja designating bandits as terrorists has been described as a major step in giving legal support to the nation's bid to get rid of criminals masquerading as bandits. In 2021, the judiciary also used the instrumentality of the law to ensure the forfeiture of corruptly acquired assets of serving and former public officials. This included $153 million, 23 billion naira, 80 properties, and $40 million worth of jewelry recovered from former Petroleum Minister Diezani Alice Madueke and forfeited to the federal government. conviction and sentencing to jail of the former chairman of the defunct Pension Reform Tax Team, Abdulrashid Maina, and his son Faisal for their complicity in the theft of pension funds. Former MD of Bank PHB, Francis Atuche, was also jailed 6 years for 25.7 billion naira theft. In November, the Enugu Division of the Federal High Court convicted 17 internet fraudsters for cybercrime. This December also, a Federal High Court sitting in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, sentenced the fake oil magnate Vincent Ayigo to 175 years imprisonment for defrauding an American, Joseph Cruz, of $629,000 in a crude oil supply scam. The judiciary has also put modalities in place for the transparent disposal of the forfeited assets by engaging valuers to handle the assets disposal. For example, the court supported the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Offences Commission, ICPC, in the recovery of over 1.1 billion naira from corrupt individuals in the first quarter of 2021 alone, and also did same for the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission in the conviction of at least 978 defendants.
I am happy to report that by the UNODC report, Nigeria has recorded tremendous improvement acknowledged internationally in the fight against corruption, which is unprecedented in the history of Nigeria as it relates to the fight against corruption.
The judiciary, they are doing their best, but more efforts are needed because the rates of criminality in our nation is alarming. So we need them to double their efforts. Criminal matters are matters against the state, and it is being mainly brought up by the police to the courts. So we need a kind of working hand in hand between the police and even the courts in order to ensure that matters are taken to court as at when due, and for the judiciary to do the needful to ensure that they get to the conclusion of the matter on time.
The key instruments which have helped to ensure these successes included the Administration of Criminal Justice Act of 2015, the Evidence Act, particularly Section 84, Code of Conduct Bureau, as well as the ICPC and the EFCC Act. It is noteworthy that under the provisions of ACJA 2015, proceedings in criminal trials are now to be held on a daily basis, thereby shortening the lifespan of cases.
The administration of criminal justice has really done well, and we're encouraging some states that have not adopted it to do so, because it's for some judges, they are using it and it is working very well.
The long arm of the law is also working hard to nail all those involved in the $2.1 billion arms scandal, otherwise called Dasuki Gate. Experts noted that while no law is perfect, a continuous review of the nation's status to be in accord with current realities, no doubt, would ensure that people with criminal intents do not go scot-free. In Abuja, Olabodarawa, NTA News.
Few days after the Nigerian Customs Service announced the interception of 14 trailer loads of imported rice from different parts of the country, operatives at Seme-Border have intercepted a container filled with items suspected to be tramadol capsules. Adeni Taiwo completes the report.
100 cartons of the items suspected to be tramadol capsules were concealed inside 200 packs of jumbo-sized adult diapers in a 1x20-foot container weighing 360 kilograms. The capsules and the diapers have a combined duty paid value of 1,447,927,015 naira. Parading the items, the customs area controller BM Ijebu said the container with mark number MRKU 9090415 was handed over to the Seme Command on November 15, 2021 by the Republic of Benin authorities under transit to Nigeria. He added that the service invited other security agencies and stakeholders to witness the examination of the container on December 20, as no importer or his representative had come forward to continue the process of clearance procedure. Samples of the items have been handed over to NAFDAC to ascertain and confirm the drugs, while the command has also initiated a full-scale investigation to fish out those involved in the illicit importation. The area controller warned criminals to desist, as officers and men of the command are not losing guards at ensuring that smuggling under any guise is brought to the barest minimum. In Lagos, NTA Ijebu, NTA News.
You're still watching the news at 7 on NTA Ijebu ode. The news continues after this message. Happy New Year. Christmas. Happy New Year.
Compliments of the season, a very Merry Christmas and a most glorious New Year from all of us in NTA.
You're welcome back. For the joy of the youth season to be complete, there is need to extend the hands of generosity to the less privileged in the society to ensure everyone feels the excitement of the festive period regardless of social status. Now, this was the consensus of speakers who bear their minds on the significance of giving. Here are the details of that report.
Christmas and New Year celebration is a period synonymous with spending to ensure a blissful celebration. With the current economic situation, many are compelled to celebrate in moderation in view of their shrinking financial resources. Observers believe, in spite of the economic situation, it is pertinent to remember those who do not have a hope of a meal ticket at this critical time. Hence, it is very apt to give to the needy during the festive period so as to give them a sense of belonging.
Let us continue in the spirit of preaching peace. Let us be hopeful. Let us continue in the spirit of giving. The period where we exchange gifts, where we celebrate by hosting people. We show our neighbors and our friends how we feel about them. Let it not end with just Christmas. Let our spirit, let us continue in it and with it the rest of the year. Let us learn to be our brother's keeper. May God grant us the enablement. As your government and as your governor, we will continue to do all that you have put us in office to do.
Very great. Very great. It's like you are sowing seed in the heaven places. Nobody has gone to heaven and come back. But from the two major religions we have in this country, Christianity and Islam. Okay, if you do good to people, if you give, definitely the reward is there. Many folds. In Islam, it is called zakat or sadaqah, right? But it is always good to give. If I say that I have not been getting the reward of it, I'm telling lies.
And at this season, you see a lot of giving. Is a season for us to take care of our fellow human being. We give, we celebrate together, then we preach peace to have a good laborliness.
Christmas and New Year celebration, according to the respondent, is incomplete if you do not share the joy of the festive period with the less privileged. In Ijebu ode, Joel Bukbola, NTA News.
Of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, Taiwo Kolawole, has advised officers of the command to demonstrate high level of discipline and dedication to duty while discharging their responsibilities. He stated this in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, during the end of the year get-together organized to appreciate officers of the command for their dedication to duty in the outgoing year 2021. Correspondent Anthony Gandun has that report.
That was the mood at the end of the year get-together organized to appreciate the command officers for their outstanding performance and dedication to duty in the outgoing year 2021. The state commandant Kolawole Taiwo, while commending the officers for the exceptional service rendered in the year 2021, says the get-together was in line with the directive by the Corps Commandant General Ahmed Abubakar Audi. He explained that the Commandant General during their last quarter meeting has emphasized on the need to appreciate the commitment of staff, particularly operative staff from salary grade levels 7 downward, for their roles in securing the nation since the beginning of the year.
During the rain, sun, and even in the dark hours, they are always there for us. And it is they that make civil defense to be lively.
He assured the officers of the Commandant General's commitment to ensuring adequate welfare package for them in the coming year so that they can do more in securing the lives and property of the people. The event afforded the state commandant some senior officers to wine, dine, and marry together. In Abeokuta, Anthony Gandonu, NTA News.
And that does it on the news tonight. The Yoruba translation of the news comes up immediately after the break with Abiodun Ajibola. Thanks for staying with us and compliment of the season.